And let's begin by getting you all of the dramatic developments coming in from Bengal today, where the focus remains on Sandesh Khali. The Prime Minister today visited Bengal, and in Barasat, while addressing this massive Nari Shakti Campaign, this rally, he spoke on Sandesh Khali. He met with the victims backstage also and promised action. Sources say that the women there, the survivors, narrated the kind of ordeal that they'd faced and how they were threatened, allegedly, by TMC goons. Here's a full report on the political developments that have taken place.
6 days after the arrest of TMC strongman Sheikh Shahjahan, accused of sexual harassment and land grabs in Sandeshkhali, Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the victims on Wednesday. The women of Sandeshkhali narrated their ordeal to Prime Minister, who was on a visit to Barasat, where he held a public rally. As the survivors turned emotional, Modi heard them like a father figure.
अत्याचार कुछ भी होगा तो हम तो बोला है सर, हम अत्याचार होंगे तो दोबारा से भी आंदोलन करेंगे। हमारा आंदोलन चल रहा है, आगे भी चलेंगे। तो सर ने बोला, सर ने खुश हुआ है बहुत।
অবশ্যই মোদিজির সঙ্গে কথা বলে আমার ভালো লাগলো এবং উনি বলেছে আমাদের সব ব্যবস্থা করবে, ভালোভাবে সবকিছু সুরক্ষিত করবে আর আমাদের ফোর্স বাড়িয়ে দেবে। আমরা বলেছি কেন্দ্র বাহিনী দেন, রাজ্য সরকারের উপর কোনো ভরসা নেই, আমাদের কোনো আস্থা নেই। আমাদের সন্দেশখালীতে সকল মহিলার সাথে যা অত্যাচার হয়েছে এবং সকল গ্রামবাসীদের উপরে যা অত্যাচার যা কিছু হয়েছে আমরা সবকিছুই প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে জানিয়েছি। উনি আমাদেরকে বলেছেন উনি দেখবেন।
So we are extremely happy and grateful to Honorable Prime Minister that he has taken time for us, for the Nari Shakti of West Bengal.
Addressing the BJP's Nari Shakti Vandan Abhinandan rally in Barasat, 80 kilometers from Sandeshkhali, the Prime Minister asserted that every woman in Bengal is like family to him.
जब मोदी को कोई भी कष्ट होता है तो यही माताएं, यही बहनें बेटियां कवच बनकर मोदी की रक्षा के लिए खड़ी हो जाती।
The meet reverberated with chants of Modi. Modi, as the Prime Minister, stood with folded hands, expressing gratitude to the Nari Shakti for the rousing reception. Prime Minister Modi came down heavily on the Mamata Banerjee government, saying the TMC is protecting the criminals of Sandeshkhali.
TMC सरकार को अपने अत्याचारी नेता पर भरोसा है, बांग्ला बहन बेटियों पर भरोसा नहीं है। मैं देख रहा हूं कि टीएमसी के माफिया राज को ध्वस्त करने के लिए बंगाल की नारी शक्ति निकल चुकी है।
The TMC was quick to respond, accusing the BJP of hypocrisy.
आपके ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता और वर्कर लोग बिल्किस बानो के रेपिस्ट को माला पहनाते हैं और आप चुप रहते हैं। जब हमारे महिला पहलवान आपके एक भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद ब्रिजभूषण के खिलाफ वो लोग आंदोलन कर रहे थे, तब आपका हेल्पलाइन कहाँ था?
With the women vote increasingly becoming a decisive factor, will Sandeshkhali become a turning point for the BJP in Bengal? Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's get you the latest update on the custody battle for Shahjahan. We understand that a CBI team currently is inside the Bengal police headquarters. Shahjahan has been taken for a medical test, part of the routine, of course. But sources telling us here on India Today that now there is going to be a handover of Shahjahan from the CID to the CBI. This comes after a deadline was issued by the Calcutta High Court saying by 4:15 p.m. Shahjahan should be handed over to the CBI. I want to bring in Indrajit Kundu on this broadcast. He's reporting live from outside the Bengal Police headquarters. Indrajit, we understand Shahjahan has been taken for a medical test. Does this mean that the decks are cleared for him to be handed over officially to the CBI?
Well, Akshita, this is of course the Bengal Police Headquarters. Let me show you. And we've been here since 4:45. 4:15 was the time by which the handover process should have happened as per the court order. You can see behind me, this is the Bengal Police Headquarters, and the convoy that's standing here, if who can come this side and I'll show you. There's the convoy of or cavalcade of car. These vehicles belong to the CBI, which brought in the CBI officers along with the central forces. What we are given to understand right now, we've been waiting here for about 2 hours now. So a CID team has taken out Sheikh Shahjahan from the back door of the police headquarters to the state-run SSKM hospital. As per procedure, there will be a medical examination of Sheikh Shahjahan, after which, Sheikh Shahjahan would be officially handed over to the CBI at this point in time. So CBI officials, so there is hectic movement, but the cavalcade of the CBI officials continue to stand there at the Bengal Police Headquarters. They haven't gone out, which means that the handover procedure has not been completed yet. The case files would be handed over. The evidence that has been collected by the Bengal Police or the CID will also be handed over. There is paperwork that needs to be done. Meanwhile, Akshita, the Council of CBI and ED, they are sitting at the Calcutta High Court division bench of Justice Harish Tandon, because that's the division bench which this morning gave an order saying that why should contempt proceedings not be initiated against the state government, and also gave another order that there should be implementation of yesterday's order and Sheikh Shahjahan should be handed over by 4:15 this evening. So the process is on. The CBI officials are still holed up inside this building. They are going to get handover of Sheikh Shahjahan sometime later, and only then they will once again proceed. Once the medical examination is done by the Bengal Police, they will hand over Sheikh Shahjahan to CBI. CBI will then once again conduct another medical test on him and then take him to the Bengal CBI office in Kolkata.
Okay, so they've not met the deadline, but definitely looks like now the custody battle, at least temporarily, will come to a halt, because Shahjahan is in all likelihood going to be handed over to the CBI for now. Thanks very much, Indrajit, for that update. We're going to keep coming across to you on the latest of what's happening at the Bengal Police Headquarters. I want to bring in on this broadcast now TMC Member of Parliament-elect Sushmita Dev, who's joining us on this broadcast to respond to the Prime Minister's repeated charges of women being let down in Bengal. Sushmita, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on India Today. First of all, your response to Prime Minister Modi when he says that the women of Sandeshkhali have been let down, when he says that, Mamata Banerjee isn't working for the benefit of women in Bengal.
You see, if I was a non-partisan, objective citizen of India, the first question I would ask myself is that why is it that Prime Minister Modi remains silent when the women in Manipur were stripped and raped? And why is it that Prime Minister Modi is going all out in Bengal when it comes to the women victims who were sexually assaulted, allegedly? That is the only question. Today, whether it is a sexual assault or rape in Bengal or Uttar Pradesh or Manipur or Gujarat, a Prime Minister of the country must view all of these incidents without any partisan feelings.
Sure.
So I think what I want your viewers to understand, the same Prime Minister's pin drop silence when BJP workers garland the rapist of Bilkis Bano, and today seems to be very concerned about Sandesh Khali. It is clearly not about women's security, it's about elections.
Okay, you're saying it's all for political mileage, but what's happened in Manipur is deplorable, is very much condemnable, but what's also happened in Sandeshkhali, Sushmita Dev, is also deplorable, is also condemnable.
There is absolutely no denying that. When 2 minor girls are raped in Uttar Pradesh and hung from a tree in Kanpur, is deplorable. If any woman, why Sandeshkhali, if any woman is under attack or sexually assaulted anywhere in Bengal, is deplorable. You see,
then why is it?
And 1 second, to Mamata Banerjee, the religion of the woman doesn't matter. We don't say, this religion man has raped that religion woman. That's BJP's politics.
No, but the
For
allegation
us,
is that the political color of the accused matters here. And that's why Sheikh Shahjahan was defended initially by the Trinamool Congress.
I challenge you here and now to prove to me or show a single instance where the Trinamool Congress has defended Sheikh Shahjahan.
You
If
had a comment
anybody
coming
has-
in. I'll answer that. Let me answer that,
Yeah,
Sushmita
please
Dev.
do.
You had a comment.
I can wait for that. Yeah.
You had a comment that came in from Mamta Banerjee when in fact the incident happened, where she said that Shahjahan is being targeted out of a conspiracy, that central agencies are after TMC leaders.
Okay, if she said Sheikh Shahjahan has been target of ED, which is supposed to investigate money laundering, I repeat, money laundering, it does not mean the Chief Minister has said that he can be allowed to sexually assault a woman. So do not twist her words. I have heard this many times on many channels, and I hope I've put the record straight.
Okay, I'm not twisting words. I'm not twisting words. But what is the messaging being sent across?
One second. It is
Sure.
the West Bengal police who has made 20 arrests. It is the ED who keeps flexing its muscle and actually in effect could not make that arrest. Today they've given it to CBI, but the 7th February order of the division bench of High Court will show you that ED did not even ask the investigations to be shifted to CBI from West Bengal police. That's how callous they are. And I'll tell you why. Because ED is working for the BJP to disturb opposition leaders before elections. They are not there for the Sandeshkhali women. They are there to help Prime Minister Modi.
No, so the ED incident happened in January. Then you had all of these reports emerging of how women in Sandeshkhali were being targeted, how women of Sandeshkhali were undergoing this ordeal. It was after that that Mamta Banerjee spoke. It was after that that she said that, Shahjahan is being targeted by the centre. So obviously there'll be a connotation that, there are attempts to shield Shahjahan.
No, today, if you know Mamta Banerjee well enough, if you look at her track record when it comes to women's security, where Calcutta has been elected the safest city, only her adversaries would make that connotation.
Okay.
Anybody who understands Mamta Banerjee's women empowerment would never fathom putting such a connotation to what she said.
The other aspect of this entire case is the legal battle that's playing out as well, Sushmita Dev, and questions of why the Mamta government isn't ready to hand over the case to the CBI if Shahjahan has already been expelled from the party.
It's very simple. Who's told you Mamta Banerjee is opposing? You look at any state government police. Every state government police works on the basis that they are capable of solving a case which has of any crime that has happened in their state.
Sure.
But if CBI takes over, we have no problem. Let them investigate. And what is CBI's?
But why is an
rate of
appeal then being
conviction?
filed before the Supreme Court on this? If the Calcutta High Court has ruled that, look, let this case be handed over to the CBI, why is then an appeal being moved to the Supreme Court on this?
Frankly, I have not seen that appeal, but I have a very simple question. We go on and on about CBI and ED. Look at their conviction rate is dismal. They are nothing but tools at the hands of Prime Minister Modi. If at all more crimes are solved in this country, it is by the state police, not central agencies.
So then if this case is handed over to the CBI, you have the upper hand. You can question what kind of action is being taken by the central agency in the investigation. Why hinder it?
I'm sorry. For us, this issue is not about questioning CBI and ED. It's about women who have been assaulted. We want to solve it.
But then for
This is
50
not
plus
about
days,
tutu
Shahjahan
meme
was
with
missing.
Modi.
For 50
So
plus
for
days, Shahjahan was missing.
Fine, for 2000 plus days, Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya are missing. Who questions Prime Minister Modi?
No, we're talking
Does
about
anybody
women's
have the
issues.
guts?
We're talking about Sandeshkhali, Sushmita Dev. If for 50
Okay,
plus
then
days,
let me give
Shahjahan
you-
is missing.
Fine. Let me give you an example of women's issue then. That when the Unnao case happened, how long did it take Amit Shah to suspend the BJP MLA who raped the Unnao girl? It's very simple. 55 days is what you all are so worried about. You are well aware that there was a anomaly in the High Court judgment. Even the ED accepted it. And your IT cell chairman of the BJP also accepted it. That High Court had to clear the air by saying, please go ahead and arrest.
So those are issues that have been debated time and again by India Today. We have asked those questions to the BJP. But to the TMC, our obvious question will be about Sandesh Khali, about why the Mamta government is hesitant to ensure the CBI can take over this case.
Listen, it's very simple. We made the arrest. We filed 20 FIRs. All the right hand and left hand people of Shahjahan Sheikh were arrested by Mamata Banerjee, not ED and CBI.
Again, after 50 plus days, Sushmita Dev, and the BJP leaders are claiming all of this is because of political pressure.
Excuse me, first of all, I am not the West Bengal police, but I can tell you again, I think either you don't follow what I'm saying or I'm not being able to explain to you that there was an anomaly in the judgment of the High Court which specifically restrained the West Bengal police from arresting. I hope I'm clear now.
No, and that's something the Calcutta High Court clarified on, saying there is absolutely no restriction.
He was arrested. What kind of a narrative are you putting out as a journalist?
No, I'm not putting any narrative. One second, Sushmita Dev, there's no narrative being put forth here. My simple question to you is this. Why is the Mamata government not okay with the CBI investigation? That's my only question. There's no attempt of a narrative here. It's a direct question.
I have not seen the appeal, but I can give you some very straight-cut answers, and the record will speak for itself. CBI and ED have the worst conviction rate, which I've already repeated. And the second thing I would like to say is that it is the West Bengal police who arrested Sheikh Shahjahan.
Okay. My apologies. We've lost their connection with Sushmita. We'll try to reconnect with her because there also are several other issues on Sandesh Khali that we'd like to talk about. Sushmita, apologies. We lost your connection there briefly. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, at least in the Sandesh Khali case, the track record of the West Bengal police is far better than ED and CBI. And I stand by that. I stand by that. And I think there is enough evidence out there to show that CBI and ED is nothing but a political tool of the central government. It is not there to investigate the crime. It is there to investigate opposition leader and harass opposition governments. That's the job of the ED these days.
Okay, so you're saying that the reason you don't want a CBI investigation is because you don't have belief that the central agency will ensure justice for the women of Sandesh Khali. The TMC, your party, has repeatedly been mentioning the video of a cop being called a Khalistani by BJP leaders allegedly. And you've questioned why the Prime Minister hasn't spoken on that. So that particular comment from you, finally.
You see, for the last 16 days, the Sikh community of Bengal has been protesting outside the BJP headquarters, saying, please apologize and sack Shubhendu Adhikari for passing such a derogatory and communal statement against a Sikh officer, a police officer. But in that case, Prime Minister Modi says nothing. He will wear a turban and grow a beard and go to Punjab to campaign. But when it comes to the dignity of the Sikh people today, he's quiet, he's in over issues. I think Prime Minister Modi clearly stands exposed on that.
Okay, all right. Sushmita Dev, thank you very much for joining us here
so much.
On India Today. Thank you very much for being with us here on 6 p.m. Prime. So you've got the TMC very clearly saying at this point that the entire issue is a conspiracy by the BJP when they try to attempt to ensure that this is a CBI investigation. And as the politics plays out right now, the BJP is piling pressure on the Trinamool Congress, saying that the women of Sandesh Khali have been let down. So much so that you had the Prime Minister actually meeting with some of the survivors at his rally as well.